My next guests are Stephen Young, Hung Doan of MycoKind. They are the co-founders. Check them out at mycokind.com. And Stephen, Huang,
Hi, Tara. Thank you so much for having us today.
thank you for joining. Can you give our viewers and listeners a little background
Thank
about
you for having
yourselves
us.
and MycoKind?
Yeah, absolutely. So, MycoKind was started in 2018 of July with the premise of three friends just getting together and discovering and kind of making something out of our passion for fungi and mushrooms.
And give a little background about your guys' experience and why you guys are experts in mycology.
Awesome. Yes, absolutely. So I did my PhD in food science and technology, specifically in nutraceuticals and processing. But one of the systems that I looked at very extensively was fungi, specifically yeast. So that's kind of my expertise in food systems and yeast and mycology.
Yeah. So I did my master and my PhD in plant pathology, working with fungi as a disease-causing organism on plants. But throughout my degree, I also worked with a lot of mushroom poisoning, mushroom cultivation, basically mushroom identification and such. So fungi has been with me since 2010, 2011. Uh,
And the other co-founder, Brian Chow, he has his master's in food systems and society. And he looked at lowering the barrier of entry into participate in the food industry. And one of the things he was really interested in is looking at using fungi to lower as a good opportunity for new markets.
And what's something that you wish more people knew about mycology?
Okay, so for me, fungi has been with humankind since the beginning of time. Basically, fungi shapes human, and fungi are more closely related to human than to plants. So fungi, we've been using fungi throughout our history, and then fungi has been shaping our history, vice versa. So there's an intertwined, deep relationship between human and fungi in almost every culture, basically.
And something that I probably would want people to learn more about mycology is that what it can do to shape our future. So mushrooms are not only just for food, they can also be used for microremediation, which is cleaning up the environment. They can be used to make, in some cases, furniture, which is a very odd thing, but it's very interesting. So you can actually make furniture, hats. They can degrade plastics. They are just so interesting and so useful. And I don't think we're quite utilizing them enough now. So I want people to learn more about mycology in general and see what is out there for the use of fungi in the future.
We're basically moving. So fungi has been with us through history, but we're moving it with technology this day, and with more problem that arises today with, like, for example, environmental problem, like Stephen mentioned. So we want to further utilize fungi and explore the depth of fungal diversity and use that, see how fungi can help us shape and future problem and help solve those future problems basically as well.
And what are some projects that your company has worked on recently?
Yeah, so I can answer that. One of the things that we've really been interested in is myceliated grains. And effectively what that does is it's a grain product that has been inoculated with mushrooms. So what it does is it reduces simple sugars and starches and actually adds a fiber and protein to the content of the grain. In addition to that, it also increases B vitamin content and gives things such as ergosterols, which is depending on which kind you're looking at, is a precursor for vitamin D. And there's beta glucans, which are known for anti-inflammatory properties that are extensively in two sources mainly. That would be wheat germ, and mushrooms.
So you're improving the nutritional value of the grains by impacting it with mycelium.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Also, the medicinal fungi produce a lot of secondary metabolite on top of those that are good for your health. For example, oyster has compound that can lower your cholesterol, for example. So this fungal cell wall is really good for good dietary fiber itself, but also a bunch of other health benefit if you consume more. So that's our project.
Yeah. And it might sound odd to incorporate mushrooms into grains, but mushrooms have so many varied flavors and aromas and tastes and textures. So there's mushrooms that taste like seafood. There's mushrooms that actually taste like maple syrup. So if you want to incorporate this kind of myceliated grain into your product, you can actually use a maple syrup flavored mushroom and still incorporate some of these health benefits and reduce the starch content and the simple sugar content.
And I know there's such a large diversity of mushrooms, and it's going to be like choosing your favorite kid, but what are your favorite mushrooms?
Yeah, I have a couple. The one that I was talking about earlier there that actually tastes like maple is endemic to California and Oregon. So you can actually go outside in the redwood forest and find them. They're called candy caps. And as soon as you put them onto a hot surface, or even if you pick them and smell your fingers, it smells exactly like maple. And it's scary how awesome they taste and how awesome they smell. And I also love the texture. There's one specific mushroom I love the texture of. It's the wood ear or black fungus. And I'm from the South, so I eat weird things, if you will. And one of the things we eat are like pig ear or pig snout. And if you cook them, you can cook them similarly to that, and they'll have just that same texture, and it's just awesome. But it's a vegan source of that texture that I loved growing up.
Actually, one more fun
Yes.
fact. There's actually, like Steven mentioned about the candy caps, the one that smell like maple.
Mm-hmm.
There's one that smell exactly like garlic, and if you're in the forest and you step on it, there'll be a nice fragrance of garlic all around you. So,
So, what is a project that you're looking forward to doing in the future? Or what kind of projects would you want to work on?
Yeah, so we're interested in pretty much building a community of people who are interested in mushrooms. So we want to, at some point, this is more of a Brian question because this is what he was really, really, really adamant about doing his master's work on, is developing food systems where we can incorporate mushrooms into products at lower cost than meats. So kind of not necessarily exactly alternative meat sources, but in a similar vein and similar thought. So we would have cheaper, more affordable products that have protein in them, which also taste great.
And if our viewers and listeners want to get in contact with you, what's the best way for them to reach out?
Absolutely. So you can go to we have our website you can go to, which is MycoKind.com. We also have a LinkedIn, Twitter, if I'm not mistaken, Facebook, all the social medias, or you can send us an email directly, either at my email, or you can, which is syoung@mycokind.com or info@mycokind.com.
Well, thank you for joining me today, gentlemen. Is there anything you'd like to add before we close for today?
Fun.
Yes.
Fun.
Well, thank you for joining.
Thank you so much.
Have a good day.
you too.
Bye-bye.
Reach out to our sponsor, Fine Print Plus. They're your source for printing, packing, and promotion. You can get 500 free business cards with purchase for new customers. They do graphic design, prints and copies, custom apparel, promotional items, parcel services, and will call and deliveries. You can reach them at 559-237-4747 or email them at graphics@fineprintplus.com or request a quote through their website, fineprintplus.com/quote. Another one of our sponsors is Valley Will Call. They do industrial pickup and delivery services. They're serving the greater Fresno area. They're a Darren Gibbs industrial company. You can reach out at contact@valleywillcall.com or call them at 559-312-4544 or contact Darren Gibbs directly at 559-351 3280 or email him at contact@darrengibbs.com. And now we will have a moment of silence for our Black Lives Matter community.